Okay, these are quotes from my book, Holy Grail Wisdom Quotes by Pete Rogers. Okay, we're starting out with Lord Bolingbroke, just one from him. History teaches philosophy by example. Okay, the main person for quotes today is going to be Napoleon. Napoleon lived from 1769 to 1821 in France. He was a great military leader of France. Napoleon brought scholars into Egypt and discovered the Rosetta Stone. This enabled them to translate old books like the Epic of Gilgamesh. Mesopotamia was between two rivers, the Tigris and the Euphrates. Their alphabet was cuneiform. And that part of that story about the flood relates to Mesopotamia. There was flood stories in ancient Greece, Mesopotamia, the Bible stories. So there's a lot of places that had ancient flood stories, which makes it more likely that it was true. Napoleon, never ascribe to malice that which is adequately explained by incompetence. Okay. Now, Napoleon, on the one hand, he had some brilliant things to say. He was obviously a brilliant leader. In other ways, though, he was kind of a brutal tyrant. Okay, here's a quote. The life of a citizen is the property of his country. Now, that doesn't sound very friendly. Basically, he's saying that the ruler is above God in that sense, that he owns the life of the citizen. Okay, here's Napoleon on women. Let me get this dialed into the center here. Napoleon said, "Women are nothing but machines for producing children. Equality for women, this is madness. Nature intended women to be our slaves. Women are our property. They give us children and they belong to us, like the fruit-bearing tree which belongs to the gardener." I don't think he'd be very popular in feminism classes. Okay, Napoleon continues. "Women belong to the highest bidder. Power is what they like. Power is the greatest of all aphrodisiacs." Okay. Power is founded upon opinion. Never interrupt your enemy when he is making a mistake. To understand a man, you have to know what was happening in the world when he was 20 years old. It is not necessary to bury the truth. It is sufficient to merely delay it until no one cares. Victory belongs to the most persevering person. Courage isn't having the strength to go on. Courage is going on when you don't have any strength. All is not lost as long as courage remains. The purpose of religion is to keep the poor from killing the rich. Religion is excellent stuff for keeping the common people quiet. Now that sounds like Marx, religion is the opiate of the masses. Okay. He who knows how to flatter knows how to slander. There are only two forces that unite men, fear and interest. War is 90% information. If I were to give liberty to the press, my power would not last 3 days. I fear 3 newspapers more than 100,000 bayonets. Liberty and equality are magic words. Liberty is a need felt by a small class of men whom nature has endowed with nobler minds than the masses. Consequently, liberty may be repressed with impunity. Equality, on the other hand, pleases the masses. I think he also said somewhere something along the lines of, to push for equality makes everyone poor. And that's obviously true for anybody who studied it. Napoleon continues, anarchy is the stepping stone to absolute power. And that goes like someone else had said, never let a crisis go to waste. Okay, Napoleon continues, I hope my son studies history because history teaches real philosophy and real psychology. The only way to lead people is to show them a future. A leader is a dealer in hope. Great men are meteors designed to burn so that the earth may be enlightened. There are 2 forces that unite men, fear and interest. The surest way to remain poor is to be an honest man. And I actually know somebody who grew up in a communist country, and I'll tell you what they said to me. They said, in a communist country, you have to lie every day, all day long. That's the only way you can survive. So that's not good. But that's what communism does with all the games it plays, all the gaslighting and stuff. Napoleon. What is history but a set of lies agreed upon? So here's my little joke parody of that. What is science but a fable agreed upon? What is internal medicine but an opportunity to sell drugs? Napoleon. The best way to keep one's word is to not give it. Men are never attached to you by favors. Religion is excellent stuff for keeping the common people quiet. Okay, so we'll leave it at that for today. The quotes of Napoleon.